hey, let me take a moment of your time to talk about sodium. I never really thought to question my salt intake before. One thing that most cultures have in common is adding salt to some of our most famous dishes. But after diving into the world of sodium, I've learned so much. First off, it's important to understand that salt and sodium are not the same thing. Salt is a compound made up of two elements, sodium and chloride. Sodium, on the other hand, contains just one element, sodium. While salt does contain sodium, the sodium found in whole foods like celery and beets comes with other beneficial nutrients such as fiber and potassium. This is not the case with the added table salt we typically use. To put it simply, our bodies need sodium, not salt. Deciding to remove salt from my diet was one of the best choices I've made. Through my research, I've discovered that salt plays a major role in the progression of many chronic illnesses. It's truly mind-blowing, but keep watching because this will shock you.
I've heard new love is so beautiful. Time is what makes it ugly.
This is officially my all-in 3-month update for 2025. I'm super excited about it. If you haven't watched my past 2 videos, please go and watch them. Basically, my all-in journey for 2025 is just sharing different parts of my journey, and every video will be focused on something different, and this particular video is focused on my saltless journey. So my saltless journey is really about, being intentional about it, because of course I went on juice cleanses before, I've gone on water cleanses, and both of those were saltless, but it was about going on a liquid diet. And this go around, I want to make saltless a part of my dietary lifestyle, not just a part of a cleanse. You know what I mean? This is the book that put me onto saltless diet. I'm not gonna lie, but I find that it's super valuable because it's about so many other terminal illnesses and so many other chronic illnesses. It's just so insightful. And one of the things he requires them to do is go on a saltless journey. And I keep looking down because I want to stay on track because I'm still reading this book. What I've learned in this book about salt is that it feeds chronic illnesses, and that right there was just something for me because it's like I didn't realize how much sodium, of course we kind of link it to like high blood pressure and things like that, but we don't really look at it from a broader, perspective, like how much it feeds all of these chronic illnesses. And that's like one of the number one things when it comes to processed food. When you think about processed food, what's extremely high in processed food? It's typically sodium. And so, just taking a step back, like, let me just experiment on myself. And so when I decided to embark on this journey and going saltless, I found that the scale does not lie. So of course, and this is one of the smaller things, of course, but how like you get on the scale one day and it's like, I'm gonna throw a number out there, it's like 155, and then the next morning you get on the scale and it's like 156 or something like that, and it kind of like fluctuates because of the sodium intake. When I tell you, when you eliminate, the scale does not go up, and if it goes up, it's because you're actually gaining weight. So if you want pure accuracy when it comes to the scale, a saltless diet will give you that. I'm telling you, the scale will continue to go down, and you can actually rely on the scale more, especially if you're a scale person. Now, if you're not the type of person that, gets on the scale every morning and you have to weigh yourself, some people aren't like that. I am though. And even though I don't like 100% rely on it, it's just a habit that I have, and I discovered that the scale is just more accurate. The numbers do not go up. Now, make no mistake, the body needs sodium, but the trick is you should be getting sodium from the foods that you eat. So some of the foods that are like great sources for sodium would be things like beets and celery. Also, things that have a great balance between potassium and sodium are things like oranges and bananas. So it's so many things that you could get from your diet. I think a lot of people try to justify it because it's like, oh, I need sodium and I have to do table salt. That's bull crap. I'm telling you, the sodium that you need is in the food that you're supposed to be eating. And if you cut out sodium from your diet, I think that was my mistake in the beginning, and I felt that. I felt like sodium was extremely low in my diet. I was not taking in celery like I was supposed to. I wasn't taking in beets. I wasn't taking in a lot of reliable vegetables and fruit that would have allowed me to get the sodium that my body needed. And so when I stepped back, went back to the book and read a little bit more, I found that, you know, I need these foods at this point. Like, it's not optional, you know? So when you really dive into a raw lifestyle, baby, you have to educate yourself. And I know I've said this so many times in so many videos, you would not master a saltless diet without understanding where to properly get the sodium that your body needs. You would not, you know, be able to go raw if you don't know what nutrients each food group has. You just would not master a raw lifestyle without pure knowledge inside and out of every part of this journey. You must understand, you must master it to be successful on this journey, because you have to know where your nutrients come from. You have to. You just have to be really intentional. So I feel great. I feel lighter. I do not get bloated anymore, you know, not even around my cycle. So it's so many benefits there. I just feel as though I actually feel my body healing. I can't explain it. It's like one of those situations where you're not waiting around for that aha moment to feel great. You kind of begin to feel the effects almost like within the first week. I'm not gonna lie. Now, if you want to opt for maybe like low sodium, that works as well. But, you know, I just decided to go all in, and it's been working for me, and I love it. And I highly encourage you guys to do it as well if it's something that you're interested in. As I mentioned, this is my journey, and I just want to share something new in every video, and I will continue to do that. And that is not to encourage you to change things about your lifestyle, but it's really just to educate you, okay? So as long as you have the knowledge, you can apply it however you want, but I think it's very important for me not to gatekeep. And if you don't do anything else, I advise everybody to get this book. It doesn't matter if you don't have any of the chronic illnesses that's mentioned in this book, but you will benefit so much from it. The biggest takeaway I want you to have from this video is just to educate yourself. I do not care. And just continue to educate yourself and know what your body needs and how your body responds to certain things. Experiment, okay? You don't need to, you know, have $1 million or even $10 to experiment with yourself. You know, get your sodium another way, and it works, and I love it. And I would definitely let you know if I decide to incorporate some more table salt to my diet, because I'm not perfect. I'm still in the beginning stages, but, you know, so far so good.
I don't wanna mess up your night. I don't wanna put up a fight. I don't wanna trouble you, babe, but I gotta say, I don't wanna waste no more time trying to shake the feelings inside. Finally got made up my mind. Can't go one more day without you.
This is how impactful cutting salt from your diet can be. While it's commonly used to ferment and preserve foods, there are other alternatives. If those alternatives don't exist, maybe we shouldn't be consuming it the way that we do. On another note, I really hope you enjoy this video, and I hope to see you in my next one.